Adjust clothing.
Even everybody. It's 9-ish. It's time for What's on Joe Mind. We are here. As you can see, we have special guests down in the right corner today with Diana Davis and the Cookie Monster. We will be right back with you as soon as you listen to our kick-ass theme song. Good evening, everybody. It's Friday night. It's 9 p.m. It's time for What's on Joe Mind. It's so early in the broadcast that our little counter hasn't even figured out how to track everybody. It's gone like 8 to 45 to 7 to 30. Yeah, like it can't even keep track of everybody. We are a fan cast about the world of what's about the world. We're the fan cast about the fan cast. We're the fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. How's everybody? I'm your host, Mike Irizarry.
It's a good time.
All right. Now I got the idea for what's on Joe's mind.
Ooh.
It was what's on.
What's on Joe Mind?
It's about that.
I don't know about
podcast about our podcast.
I don't know about you guys, but it was over 70 today here and nice and sunny and
yeah, we topped out at 37.
Yeah. I mean, I was out in shorts anyway, but 37.
Well, how's your leg?
It's a joy. It's the bruising has started. So
seeping.
For those of you who don't follow me on Facebook, I took a spill this afternoon, walking out to my car. The ironic part of it was, I was looking around to see what was covered in ice and snow, and fell on the bone dry walkway leading out to the car. So both knees were the first things to hit the ground. And they're not great to begin with, so it's been a great afternoon. It's been a fine afternoon. They're still kind of in that the one that's on the Facebook page is still kind of in that not quite dry stage.
Ew.
Yeah.
Moist even.
I have moist wounds. Yes. Moist wounds, and not that cool brownie sense.
No.
If we can make moist trend, it'll show the power of the show.
Hashtag moist wounds. Put it on.
Oh,
gotta go on.
Well,
you have
like
your assignment for tonight, kids. Moist.
That sounds like the worst garage band ever. Comes in moist
wounds.
Moist wounds.
It's the 90s.
Opening for Stark Naked and the Three Car Thieves. This weekend.
the 90s punk band that couldn't. Joining me here in the top row, he's the former head of marketing for the G.I. Joe brand at Hasbro. It's the Hot Show, Mark Weber.
That's right.
Yay.
And misery loves company. So sounds like I'm going to have some more former Hasbro people to shake hands with here in a couple weeks.
Right. More has-beens.
We'll get to that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's we don't want to get too far into it now because the vitriol will be far too off brand for a non-news segment.
Yeah.
We need some moist, steaming vitriol.
You ever seen a ginger snap? You wanna? Yeah.
Dab don't wipe.
Dab don't wipe kind of sounds like its own band.
Yeah.
Moist Wounds looking for brutal chest cut at Coachella.
Oh, that's good. I'm liking that.
The
scariest of all Cobra troops.
Oh, no.
The Moist Viper.
Look what we've done.
Yes.
Look, live chat is fine. We need to take it to Twitter. Hashtag moist wounds.
Yes.
Moist in the crotch.
Oh, bro.
No, that's a different podcast.
Yeah.
I suppose that's the dream in a sense, but anyways,
Yeah,
in the bottom row, he's the former host of Rack Time because Rack Time is a former show. It's Rack Time, Rob.
Hi. One day I'll read all my comics.
Right? You're gonna wave and give give that other guy more ammunition to make a psychedelic intro.
I guess.
You know,
Look, it's already happened. It can't be undone.
That's true.
Maybe he'll pick a better one if I just keep, I'm bound to get a good one in there at some point.
I mean, it's tough to get better than the one he picked.
Well, better for him.
I mean, truthfully, I can't. I have to admit, I'm jumping with anticipation at Joe Colton seeing that intro because we know she's not in the shows that she's not on.
Oh, she hasn't seen it yet.
No, that's too much.
And really, I want to be there when she sees it.
Right. But speaking of an absent Joe Colton, who is again away keeping the world safe for freedom and democracy as we know it, sitting in the host chair tonight, the guest chair, it's Diana Davis.
Hi. Hey.
IDW.
Yay.
The comic book continuity and sanity in all these here parts. Renowned community figure, all that good stuff.
Trying anyways. I saw some interesting layouts a couple of days ago, but I can't say anything more about them.
Hey, that's a tease. I like that.
All right. Well, she's out of here.
Nope.
That's it.
Oh my gosh.
Didn't take long, man.
Here I am.
He's done.
She's new to this. She won't understand your joking tyranny.
That's
I
right.
watch it.
I mean,
I was just on timeout. That's all.
it's here every week. It was funny when we were getting in tonight. I was uploading all the stuff that I use for the program, the intros and the bumpers and stuff. And she kept popping in and out because I wasn't on screen. So I think she just assumed that no one was here.
Yeah.
I was here. I was just like, where did she go? I was about to say, oh, where did she go? All right.
New headphones, new room. Not sure it worked. It didn't at first. There we go.
All
Look
right.
at that. Even takes direction.
There's the guy.
There he is.
He's a Hollywood cat. He takes direction.
Well, what he really wants to do is direct. So he figures
Yeah.
it has to keep his T's crossed and I's dotted, and he'll be
Trying to get that Cat from Outer Space reboot going.
Right.
Oh, I loved that movie as a kid.
I believe I read the novelization.
We're
And,
teaching him the freeways. We've got an old Thomas guide, so he'll be up to speed to be a Californian anytime soon.
So he
The
can take
freeways.
the 101 to the 5.
Yeah,
take
we've got
all the way up.
to get that. We got to take the 170 to the 118.
The 118 will be jammed.
118 will be jammed. Maybe we should go on the 405.
No, I think you should go
No,
home.
not the 405.
You should go home.
405 is always jammed.
Oh, we had to do that. We had to set that up for Mark at least. We couldn't actually have somebody from Los Angeles on the program and not do that for Mark.
No.
Oh no.
And it
I
only
know
took
the
us,
ones I
and it
said
only took us
don't
10
even
minutes.
connect, but
Yeah, it's
whatever.
done now.
Right, the entire world is through with that routine,
But me.
but Mark.
But me.
Oh
So
no,
we had to-
I'm right there with him.
There we go. I
I'll
gotta
die on that
rewatch
hill
them.
with Mark.
I got to rewatch them because it wasn't a one gag thing. So I got to refresh myself and get some new material. My wife keeps telling me that.
Good stuff. They'll do it again.
Can't wait.
Californians.
The Californians.
Frankly, I think one of the freeways is shut all night tonight. So I forget which one it is, but you can't take that. I think it's the 5.
Oh man.
That's a big one.
Yeah. Right around Magic Mountain.
Well, that's going to make it tough for Phil Donnelly to get home from Disneyland. He's been sending me pictures from his trip to Disneyland today. Like I'm not the one that needs to know about that stuff. He ran into some Disney YouTubers, and I was trying to get him to trip them.
Best thing to do.
Right, like take out their legs and say, "What's on Joe Biden sent you?"
What are the odds that Phil's at Disneyland today? Right.
Right. Well, I mean,
Opposed
it's
to any other day.
the odds are always better than 50% that Phil is.
Yeah.
in. So,
Yeah.
like as much as we see Phil here on this show, that might put us in second place, just ahead of his home.
Most people are still looking for their happy place, right? His just happens to be the happiest place.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Right.
He just has to he has
Hey,
to pay
admission.
hundreds of dollars for a season pass every year. That's all.
Yeah,
people-
yeah, and
I was gonna say some people light $100 bills. Some people go to Disneyland every day.
some people don't want money. They're closing Splash Mountain, so
That's right. They're gonna Tiana it up, right?
right, I think so. People are selling Splash Mountain water online.
Oh
They
boy.
dip jars in on the ride and label it, and
And,
off it
you know, I
goes.
saw that, and I'm like, and do what with it?
I don't mind that people are selling it. I mind that people are buying it. Like, come on.
Like at a certain level, you can almost
Go stick a test tube in the Pacific. I mean, you know.
right or just anyways. But like somebody selling it, whatever. A sucker and his money are soon parted. But yeah, it's the buyers that are probably the bigger problem.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll never open Splash Mountain again. At least until they take Uncle Remus out. I mean, come on.
Right. I know.
Yeah.
My favorite was years ago, an NBA player fell on the court and cracked a tooth, and someone in the front row got it and tried to sell it on eBay. Hey, look, I got Kevin Willis's tooth.
Jeez.
Like,
T-Rex, Kevin Willis.
that's not yours. You're supposed to give that back,
Hey,
man.
Yeah.
Hey, look, just like when a baseball lands in the stands. I'm
I
just
don't
saying.
know, a tooth on the ground.
Look, man, there's a whole
Ew.
cottage industry, used napkins and discarded bubble gum, and
Yeah.
you know, the mind spins. Anyways, if you're watching us on YouTube tonight, be sure to click the little like button down below, leave a big boy comment, subscribe to the channel. If you're catching us on Facebook, give us a heart, give us a thumbs up, give us a little huggy guy. We do love little huggy guy. And of course, if you're catching us on wherever you catch your audio podcasts, leave us a review. We haven't had a good review in a long time. 5 stars.
6. Dave Meltzer gave us 9.
That's
Wow.
how many stars as they'll give you. Let you give.
Right.
Added extra stars.
Yep.
That's right. Bonus stars.
Well, we used to get more reviews, but Forrest McNeil disappeared.
Oh,
Pretend we're in the Tokyo Dome. That's like a bonus star right off the bat.
Right. We just mentioned the Young Bucks. 2 stars. Right there.
That's what now we've got Mark in a pissy wrestling mood.
Yeah. Let's
oh,
go. Let's go.
I could feel the hate flowing within him.
Right. It was I'll tell you, between dinner and the pre-show, it was a rough couple hours. I'm calming down now, but yeah, I was
What
a
do you
race
say
star
we
in
get
the
the
red.
community calendar?
Good idea.
Woohoo!
Absorb Vid, I will write you a new theme. Anything to stop that one. Well,
Troubling.
So good.
really, the great part of it is, like, I didn't send him any of that. I'd have gladly sent him along if he wanted the individual bits to. No, he pulled that entirely off of the clips that were already online. So
The best bit, watch this back. It hypnotized the cat for a couple seconds.
Yeah.
It was just
it
like,
did.
ugh.
Look at him now. Put him to sleep.
Yeah, now I feel sick.
it's like
He's
he's
got a hairball now.
Those psychedelic videos really get you, huh?
Yeah.
And he's only got one eye, so it must have been really effective.
probably it. It's super
Yeah.
intense.
Apparently that the community calendar song will be opening for Kraftwerk next week in Berlin.
And Rammstein.
Rammstein.
Gotcha, Himmel.
There you go. Wait, where are we, Dave? Wasn't it Finland or Poland or something?
Poland is our number 5 on Spotify last year.
That's awesome.
Rocking
Wow.
it up the charts in Krakow.
Right,
Take it.
right.
I was big in the Philippines for a week, so hey.
Try and bring that audience on in. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
we got big numbers tonight. So it's that Philippine crowd.
They're coming with me. Wow, it really did knock him out. Good night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Struggling.
that's okay. That's all right.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
he fell. He could take no more and jump.
There it went. Jeff Butler. I'm reminded of Ernie McCracken tossing Munson's hand into the crowd in Kingpin. One lucky fan got a souvenir.
There you go. If it makes it to the fans, it's a souvenir.
Right.
It's like Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, and his ABBA souvenir.
Anyways, it is happening tomorrow. It's Super RetroCon in Florida State Fairgrounds, Tampa, Florida. Got toys and collectibles, music and VHS, contests and cosplay contests. Got a free play arcade, which is cool, including a pinball alley, and retro consoles. And I believe parking is free. What else can you ask for?
Pretty fantastic.
Right? So check them out on Facebook if you're anywhere around Tampa or the Panhandle or whatever the peninsula they call the Wang of Florida. Whatever it is, wherever you are, just get yourself to Super RetroCon.
The Panhandle is the part that connects to the U.S.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm trying to get both parts because they're very different type of societies.
The Panhandle, not the Bell End.
Sure. I like the Wang. I like calling it the Wang. I think that's where
Classic.
That's the Tallahassee Daytona end, I believe. I think so. Whatever. Hulk Hogan's going to be there at the Scientology booth. It's going to be great.
Oh, should be.
Is Hulk a Scientologist?
He's being recruited.
Nice.
Oh no!
Anybody with more than $25 is being recruited.
He wants to tell you something, brother.
Yeah.
Let's hope he's got that much sense. Although he's been hitting the head a lot in his almost 70 years. So
He doesn't need the money. He's got that Gawker money, right? Like, Hogan's good.
Gawker money.
That's the truth. It's
He used to live in the valley. You'd run into him at the Ralphs.
Yeah, he was a straight California until he went all Tampa.
Yeah.
Started showing up at Lightning hockey games in front of dozens of fans.
Dozens.
He realized nobody wanted to make movies with him anymore.
No.
Mm.
Anyways, also this weekend, this is tomorrow, G.I. Joe Winterfest happening in the suburbs of Louisville, Kentucky. This specifically Shepherdsville. You can find out all about it at kygijoe.com. Just slide on over to the website.
That's what took Mike out on the sidewalk.
A lot of hot G.I. Joe action going on in Shepherdsville this weekend.
That's right. That's right. But, so frictionless, it's hard to make heat. So it's Winterfest.
Moist spoon.
Hey, admission's just $8. That's pretty good.
Just, it is. It is. And
That's pretty good.
as we're sitting here trying to think of terrible KY jokes, Diana's being the pro.
Yeah.
Actual information out to the people who might want.
Just $8.
But if you're in and around Louisville, Kentucky, G.I. Joe Winterfest is where you want to be. That is a great Joe room. I've met those guys. I've been to others of their show. I get whatever they run a couple over the course of the year. I've been to their shows before. Always a great Joe room, whether you collect 4-inch or 12-inch or anything in between. So again, G.I. Joe Winterfest outside Louisville tomorrow. Also on Facebook. So if you've got a Facebook account, head over there, get all the details.
I better get a damn medal for letting that 4-inch or 12-inch, whatever's your thing, line go.
It was 12-inch or 4-inch and everything in between.
Okay. Well,
Oh, but nothing under 4 inches, eh?
No.
Oh, come on now.
Gotta have something.
I mean,
Yeah.
You got to think of her needs a little bit.
come on.
Sometimes it's what you do with it, but you can't do much with anything under 4 inches.
Even Cookie Monster's like, yeah, that's whack.
Yeah, no.
That cat's out. Forget this.
Nonsense. He senses the microphone, so he's in.
Well, here we go. We can make him come back in anytime I want with the power of treats. Right now, he's ripping my jeans. Here, get up.
That's okay. Ripped jeans are in.
Yeah, they are.
Yep.
We're going to, hire him out at the Gap and he'll pre-rip your jeans for you.
Hey, come meet Cookie Monster.
Custom made.
He makes $50 an hour.
You can get an extra $50 on that.
Then we'll do Instagram videos of him making them, and then that's just like the double kill there.
Oh yeah.
So let's
One-Eye Cat rips jeans on command. I'm
Yeah.
watching that video.
let's slide on out of Winterfest
That's it.
and all the way to Pasadena. That's just how good Winterfest is. But that is also this weekend on Sunday,
Yep.
on the 29th in Pasadena at the Convention Center. You get more details at PasadenaComicCon.com. Noted G.I. Joe illustrator Jamie Sullivan will be there.
I might be there too. I'm going to try and make it there. Cullen and I are going to try and head out there.
So that begs the question, Diana, without giving away your home address, because we're not Jake Paul, how would you get from your house to Pasadena Comic?
There's a couple of ways. Now, I could either drive down Cahuenga and get on the 101 to the, wait, is it the 101? Yeah, the 101 to the 134 and just take that out to Pasadena. I think it changes numbers a couple of times. Or I could go and get on the 5, take that to the 101 where it meets the 134 and head out that way. Usually we avoid the 5 because of the construction.
I think we broke Mike.
He's gone.
Watch, I'm going to time this. It's going to be jammed.
I was just being quiet.
Oh, man. That's 2. That means I don't have to do the gag next week.
No, we're doing it.
No, it doesn't.
Right.
No, it doesn't.
I'll believe that when I see it.
Joe DiMaggio got 2 hits in a game. It didn't mean he got credit for the next day, baby.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Just stroll right into that one, Diana, by all means.
It sounds so much better when an actual Californian does it, because they actually know what they're talking about.
Well, that's because we
rattling off 3 parallel freeways like it makes sense.
When you do that, all of us are sitting here like, that's not how you get there. That doesn't work.
Nope.
That's not even a real highway.
Look, man, I'm from Oregon. We got one, and it goes up and down just to get to California. That's pretty much it.
Sometimes in LA, it's faster to hop on the freeway for one on and off ramp than to actually drive on the streets. So sometimes just to go around the block, you still have to get on the freeway.
That's it.
It's all right, so long as you're quiet.
We drove a giant dually pickup truck filled with NBA backboards to the NBA All-Star game at the Forum, or at Staples Center. It was like 2005. And we found that we were worried about driving this big honking truck full of product in California traffic. And what we found was it wasn't that bad. The drivers were not that aggressive. You could get around okay. It only got bad if you actually signaled your lane changes.
Well, then they accelerate.
Yeah, because then they're like, not you.
You're not getting in.
Truck, right? So we actually learned, don't signal. It'll make your life easier. And
just go.
Yeah, just go. Don't give them a chance to make your life hard. So
it was like that. It was like that in St. Louis too, actually. And what I started doing, because I am a notorious lane signaler, but what I would start making my merge and then put the blinker on. So I'd already be halfway in the lane, and then they'd start to speed up, and I'd just be kind of waving at them. I was an asshole in my own way.
Out here in Rhode Island, at a 4-lane highway, at a big street, at a stoplight, both lights turn green for opposite ways, and the dude who wants to turn left without an arrow, just a green light, will turn in front of the oncoming traffic every time. The second the light turns green.
Well,
and when I got here, I got nearly hit, and I got honked at a ton with my left blinker on, sitting in the intersection, waiting for it to be clear for me.
Right.
As all 50 of the different driver's manuals across the country will tell you to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But out here, and I expect it now, but I never wave the guy. I just wait. It was like, whatever. I know what you're gonna do. I'm not proud of you.
It's masshole overflow.
So bad. And the fact that my son is just starting to drive with the worst drivers in the world in the most distracted driving environment ever.
Right.
Gives me a pause now and then. Yeah.
Right.
Stop clawing the chair.
Gives him pause too.
Right.
Yep.
A lot of things do that, in fairness.
Nothing quite like our psychedelic intro, though.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might have to have a tape of that for when he's misbehaving. Here, cat, watch this.
Speaking of St. Louis, a Toyman show is happening on Sunday. They'll be at the 2-story Machinist Hall from 9 to 2, $5 to get in, $15 for early bird at 8 a.m., which, if you want to score the really sweet deals, it's not a bad $10 to spend. Love Toyman. Can't recommend it enough. Like I said, last week they do it 8 times a year, so and it's always just a hugely stuffed building full of toys from the 30s all the way through today. So can't beat Toy Man for an experience.
Just how does he have that drum on him?
Right. Back strength.
It's just a cartoon.
He must work out.
He does. He's got some amazing back strength.
Yeah.
And
Plus
if you
it's
see
only-
Dave Draper, you know what to do.
Right. If you see Dave Draper, give him a hug. Tell him What's on Joe Mind sent you. That'll get you 0% off your next admission.
I
just wanted to give us like angry, PO'd texts and messages from Dave, because I would just laugh.
If you can get a picture of somebody getting a hug on Dave Draper, then that might be worth something out of the prize vault.
Oh yeah.
Or a video of the hug and then him chasing and beating that big drum.
No, Chris is the guy with the drum, and Chris has lost probably 100 pounds since the last time I've seen him. So he probably could handle that drum now. I imagine there's been some work put in. Anyways, Toy Man, Sunday, 9 to 2. And lastly, on community calendar for today, Toy Hio happening on February 11th from 11 to 4. You can get on out that way and meet author Pixel Dan, YouTuber, all around mensch, good fella. I've got to hang out with Pixel Dan at Toy Man show before. In fact,
Oh, cool.
we ran a booth together. He brought a bunch of stuff, and it had sold out by like 10 o'clock. So,
How much does it cost to get into that?
get into Toy Hio?
Yeah.
I don't know. I checked their YouTube page.
Ah.
Offhand, I'm not sure, but he will have his book. So if you're into guys with furry shorts, Pixel Dan wrote the definitive Belomo style book, and he knows his stuff. So get on out, get the book. Dan will sign it. Everybody will be happy. Everyone will feel good.
There's a ton of He-Man fans out there.
If you tell him What's on Joe Mind sent you, he'll probably look at you just as quizzically as Dave Draper did.
Right?
Who is into furry shorts?
He will rip off his pants NBA warm-up style and reveal the furry shorts.
Reveal his furry shorts.
That's it.
When I was a little kid, I was at like Zuma Beach. I won't tell you the freeways to get there because that'd take too long. But I was at Zuma Beach. That's right near the beach that's at the end of Planet of the Apes. But I was looking at the guy lying on a towel next to me, and I thought I didn't know they made fuzzy bathing suits. It was like the really furry swim trunks. And I looked for a little longer, and he shifted, and I realized he wasn't wearing fuzzy swim trunks. He was wearing a thong. So that scarred me for life. So He-Man takes on something a little furry shorts. Maybe those aren't shorts.
Then the guy rolled over and it wasn't any better.
Oh God, I didn't wait for that.
Matt Rubin informs us Toy Hio admission available at the door, $10 early bird at 10 o'clock, $5 general admission from 11 to 4. Admission is cash only.
That's pretty good.
So thank you, Matt Rubin, who is the fastest Facebooker in the West.
That's it.
Or the East, as it may be.
It's Western Pennsylvania.
Right.
That was Northwestern.
Right.
It's still in the West.
Yeah.
That's it for community calendar.
There's a Comic-Con or a toy show. What's on Joe Mind? Wants to know? Tell Mike, Mark, and Joe. Community calendar.
See, the cat didn't like that one.
If you got something for community calendar, send it to that email that you saw on the screen, whatsonjoemind@gmail.com. Really, if you've got anything for us here at What's on Joe Mind, that's the email to send it to. Makes it real easy to keep all that stuff focused on the show if you're sending it to the Gmail address. And I know just because our fans are gonna ask for it anyway, I'm gonna play this one more time. Absorb Vid, I will write you a new theme. Anything to stop that one. Well,
I just realized that in the background of when I show up on there, there's me talking about being a shiftless layabout.
Right.
The proportions on that Twilight Zone guy falling towards the camera are just dreadful. There's so much worse, all blacked out, shadowed like that, right? It just,
He's kind of blocky too.
Yeah, it's like a transformer. It might be
Yeah.
a robot.
Robot.
Sean Russell says that Dave Draper stayed at his house for 2012 JoeCon. No hugs were given. Well, I mean, you probably just didn't try.
No free lunches, man. You should have got
Yeah.
a hug.
No hugs given, no hugs taken.
Exactly. They have to be taken. You can't give.
Yeah.
He doesn't give. They have to be taken.
Absorbvid says that is a Scarlet 25th anniversary. So
Makes
that's
sense.
the figure.
Well,
Yeah.
that explains the blockiness.
Yeah, and you know, as sad as it sounds, that was still the best Scarlet figure for a long time. No.
Shame.
It wasn't a great figure, but it was better than the one from '82, and that's all they had ever given us to that point. So yeah,
I found some of my old Lazy Bastard custom attempts, and I think I had Ninja Force Scarlet that I had literally sliced the head off. So I think I was planning to try to put that on an 82 body to give her a decent head. Because there's nothing wrong with the 82 body, right? The head's
No, it's
just a
fine.
mess. But never quite got to finishing that.
Yeah, the head looks like Flash with a different haircut. It's
Pretty much.
Flash with a blowout.
The punk
The
Flash.
hair I could never figure out. They're just like the ponytail. Nah, no, don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry.
Guys don't care. Girls don't care.
Raymond Sheffield says, "Hi everyone, I've subscribed. Smash the like button, and here's the little happy, smiley, huggy guy."
That's what I'm talking about.
He's got the
Yay!
trifecta.
There we go, Raymond. Thank you. That's a new name. Welcome to the show. We appreciate you. That's what do you say we get to the news? Because that's
Yes.
probably what we've got 81 people live watching us live waiting for.
81. Wow.
Yeah, that's not bad.
But
Well,
it's a pump
What?
fake.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to start doing that double click thing. We're going to have problems.
That's a world famous Mike Irizarry pump fake that made him a playground hoops legend on the bad streets of East St. Louis.
No, I didn't grow up there, man.
Yeah.
No, but that's where you made your money.
Oh, look, man. If you're going to make your money playing ball, there's no better place to do that than the streets of Indiana.
What about Rucker Park?
Overrated.
Okay.
Overrated.
You're done with that. Your Rucker career is over.
Right. I fell on my knees today. So
Right now, your
That's
whole
it.
career is over.
your power.
once the knees go,
He's got seeping knees.
Slipped on the
moist,
dry part.
seeping knees.
I tore my ACL. I was 19 playing basketball, ironically enough. And actually, I got better after that because my knees felt better after that.
No.
So yeah, the knee that I've had reconstructed is the stronger of the two. It's very strange.
That's that Steve Austin stuff, man.
It is.
Yeah,
It's, every time I jump, you get that.
Somehow it goes in slow motion. It's weird.
Right.
Does Rob ever grab your head and try to look through the back of it?
No. Or if he does, he's at least considerate enough to wait till I'm asleep.
Yeah, fair enough.
Shine a flashlight through it.
Or like he calls it, unobstructed access.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you run really fast in circles?
Rob is, if nothing else, extremely considerate.
There you go. He's very well mannered.
He is. Look. When we're seen in public, he is referred to my face as the nice one. So it must be true. Or people like trying to get my goat. Like, you're not nice. You're quick. You got that one down.
Yeah, because everybody calls Rob the nice one, and I just say yes. So did Mom. Anyway,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
Mom wasn't lying.
I guess they wasted most of the nice. Not wasted, but they put a little extra nice on Rob, and there wasn't that much left.
There was not, no.
Which
And then
makes-
by the time the younger siblings came along, it had recharged a little bit.
So your dad decided to name one of the mean ones Stinky.
No, she's pretty civil too.
Okay.
It's really me and Jim are kind of the ones that are the shoot from the hip types. So
someone's got to do it.
Right. He's probably more so than I am. So.
We haven't gone triple ears area in a long time.
Yeah.
Well, we only did it the once.
I know.
We almost got it that last JoeCon. And because that didn't happen, you got a place to stay in the con hotel.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Mark Weber, the direct beneficiary of my family's inability to plan a cohesive vacation.
That was a good joke on too.
It was.
It was, yeah.
They missed a fine opportunity to drop our proverbial TNT.
I missed that one. It looked good from afar.
David Allen says it's better to have an evil twin. Well, we don't really do twins, but
Yeah.
You got to do the goatee if you're going to be the evil twin.
right.
The eye patch.
I don't have the
Or
ability to
afterward.
get really convincing facial hair. So, Jimmy,
Maybe. What about you, Rob? Could you be the evil twin? Could you be the Garth Knight of
The
show?
Garth Knight.
Drive Goliath on in?
Well, then I'm just gonna have the little stupid thing here and the
the soul patch and the Ricky Ricardo.
Oh yeah. Oh God. I saw clips of that. I saw clips of that on YouTube a couple weeks ago. I was like, wow, that's just
Although
so much
that's
worse than I remember.
it's not the Ricky Ricardo because Ricky never had a mustache. It's more the Andy Devine.
Yeah.
There we go. Jeff Butler says, "Get a Zaymot scar." There. That's how you. That's how
There
you.
you go.
Oh yeah, but I like what Doug said. I was Lenny. Geez, I went. Wait, what's different?
Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Whoa.
I've got pictures. So, anyways, first news item.
Do.
First news item sucks.
Yeah.
Hasbro laying off 50% of the global workforce. President and COO Eric Nyman, who got the job about a year ago, will depart the company. Revenue was at 1.68 billion for quarter four. That was down 17% year on year. So 17% from quarter four of 2021. Wizards of the Coast and digital gaming was up 22%. Consumer goods were down 26%. That's toys, ladies and gentlemen. Entertainment was down 12%. Total revenue for 2022, 5.68 billion, which was down 9% from 2021. Source of all these statistics is toybook.com. Let me go ahead. I'll read to you straight off of their website, provided I can find it. There it is. Despite strong growth in Wizards of the Coast and digital gaming, Hasbro Pulse, and our licensing business, our consumer products business underperformed in the fourth quarter against the backdrop of a challenging holiday consumer environment, CEO Chris Cox said. We are focused on implementing transformational changes aimed at substantially reducing costs and increasing our growth rates and profitability. While the full year 2022, and particularly the fourth quarter, represented a challenging moment for Hasbro, we are confident our Blueprint 2.0 strategy, unveiled in October, which includes a focus on fewer, bigger brands, gaming, digital, and our rapidly growing direct-to-consumer and licensing businesses. Through this strategy, we are putting the consumer at the center of everything we do, and our operational excellence program is on track to drive significant cost savings across the business and improve our overall competitiveness. These strategic pillars help to improve our results, particularly operating profit margin and revenue growth in key categories in a challenging fourth quarter, and lay the groundwork for continued progress in 2023. End quote. So yeah, lots of corporate gobbledygook there saying we didn't have a good year and now it's time to pay the piper.
Yeah.
That's like 1,000 people they're laying off.
Yeah. 15% is no good. The Killer Weezer says Mike's twin parts his hair in the opposite direction. Not true. Mike's evil twin parts his hair right down the middle.
Oh yeah, the flying wedge.
That's right.
Well, hey. Oh.
But
Girls can do that. Girls can get away with that. Guys.
yeah, no, it was what was imparted on me till I was about 4 years old and rebelled for the first time. Anyways, back to Hasbro laying off 50% of its global workforce. How much workforce do they have left?
Oof.
It just seems like every 6 months there's another huge cut of jobs, and yet we keep seeing more and more different and diverse product coming to the market. How are we getting away with this one?
Just as much work. just piled on to the people who remain, and the people who are left are happy to still have their jobs. So, I mean, they don't complain and they do their best, but only so many hours in the day. So,
Right.
you know, you can't get you're squeezing water out of a stone at this point. And
Right.
Nyman, who I knew just a little bit, had been there forever, 18 years. And I think my guess is he never thought he'd be CEO because Brian Goldner was relatively young for a CEO. And
Right.
so we just assumed it would be Goldner's show forever unless he went fully Hollywood, which was, I think wasn't CBS hiring a new head or something somewhat, you know, in the last couple of years, and Goldner had his hat in that ring. So most people thought that's the only move out, and then he passed away.
Right. He was on the board at Paramount, so
That was, yeah, and so he would have thought he had more pull over those Hasbro movies being on the board at Paramount. Um, but when Nyman became COO last year, I was like, that's cool, but I don't know if I have no idea if there was friction with him and the big boss, or if he just thought it's another youngish guy and I'm not going to hang around for a job that I probably want but might never get. He'll do fine. But he was the guy when I was there, when I started in February 2012. They had an idea fair later that year where you could pitch whatever you wanted on a trifold board. And the C-suite would come around and they'd give you your 4 or 5 minutes for your pitch. I think it was 3 minutes, actually, 3-minute pitch. And then at the end, they would give out, you know, awards for most creative, you know, best thought out. And then the grand winner would get their idea greenlit, whatever it was, greenlit, new toy line, new whatever. And my pitch was new Joe animation, whether it was on TV or web based. Like I wasn't gonna make it so big that they couldn't say yes. And I pitched a whole bit that was going to be smart, that was going to be mid-teen focused, but accessible for a younger kid, and smart, so adults would have dug it too. And I put a lot of work into it. And I asked all my artist friends to pick a Joe and draw them as a kid. And I got some cool stuff. I'll have to find the Duke so Diana can sign off.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a 5th grade Duke saluting the flag at the Pledge of Allegiance. Pretty good. So I called in all my favorites from my artist buddies and had all this unique artwork, and I really thought it went well. And when they gave out the awards, I got nothing. No mention, not a thing. And I didn't think I was going to win, but I put so much more work into it than everyone else. And I was over there at the corner, must have looked a little crestfallen, didn't know anybody, hardly anybody very well yet, working on Transformers. Been there a couple months. And the guy who came up to me was Eric Nyman. And he said, your presentation was amazing, but they're not going to approve any Joe animation right now. And I'm like, okay.
Well, that was nice.
It was really nice. And he didn't know me from Adam, right? He'd been there, you know, 8 years, I guess, at that point. And I'd been there 4 months, right? But he liked my presentation, but he must have known it's going nowhere. Right. And then he spotted me literally against the wall, disappointed that I didn't even get mentioned. And he thought, I'm going to come over and make that guy's day better. So yeah, he was a tiger, and he was hard to deal with, I'm told. I didn't run in his circle. I didn't swim in his pool very often.
Not quite that far up the ladder, huh?
No, I was never close to shooting the blank with Eric Nyman. But as a C-level guy, he took time out of his day to make sure the new kid knew that it wasn't his fault, that he wasn't getting any shine for his hard work on his Joe pitch. So I appreciated that. I never had a problem with him. And it's most of their layoffs don't hit the C-suite that often. And there were a couple people who'd been there quite a while who were real talents. Michelle Favalora had been there forever, who was running Joe for a while. Joe Navaji, who was there for a while and was running Joe for a heartbeat, who left on their own this year. And so I think it was in the tea leaves, or maybe even mentioned that there's cuts coming. I know this was fourth quarter numbers, but I doubt that they were taken totally surprised by them. So now they're starting to see good people that they'd like to keep leaving because they don't trust the environment. And that's a new level. They weren't really there yet, but they got there this year. And this is only going to exacerbate that kind of thing.
Right. It's tough to expect people to continue to do their work at a high level of competence when they're constantly having to look over their shoulder.
Yeah, and when their job in a month is going to be harder than it was today for the same money. So
Yeah.
they are in a rough spot. And I'm not, I've got my own history with Hasbro, but I'm not saying this with any malice or glee, because I still have friends there. Not as many. But
it's not possible because there's only 7 people that work there.
Yeah, and they make my favorite brand and a couple of my favorite brands. So I've never wished ill on Hasbro. I don't understand a lot of their decisions, one in particular. But you just start to wonder, it's not like one of the Hassenfelds still sits on the board. I wonder what he thinks about what the company has kind of devolved into. It's a shame.
That statement you made about them not trusting the environment, I remember at the beginning of the year reading an article about the growth in toys during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And they talked to people from Mattel and they talked to people from Hasbro, and you could not get more different outlooks. The Hasbro people were like, this was a bump. We need to pull back. This isn't going to let, I'd be completely negative, very conservative, but Mattel was like, this is something that we can build on. We're going to try and build on the growth and see if we can, sustain the momentum. And I mean, if you look at, the marketing strategies of like, some of their bigger, more premier brands, you're seeing that reflected. I think, Mattel churns out tons of Masters of the Universe stuff, in different lines. I mean, they're doing a Barbie movie, so there's going to be Barbie all over the place. Not that there's never not Barbie all over the place.
Right.
But, and Hasbro's like, yeah, we got, it's,
Yeah, it's I don't know how many folks out there are poker players, right? And I'm not a big poker player myself, but I think there's a lot of parallels with G.I. Joe and Masters, and putting it in poker terms is maybe the best way I can do it. And that, taking the temperature on Masters of the Universe, Mattel sensed that the time was right for a comeback and pushed all of its chips in the center of the table and said, let's do this.
Yeah.
Hasbro sensed that the time was right for G.I. Joe to make a comeback, and they're just check raising. They're waiting to see what everybody else is betting. And then when they see what's in the table, they just kind of push a few chips into the table. And then when that wins for them, they do the same thing on the next hand, where they check and they wait to see what everybody else is putting into the table, and then they push into the table. It's a very slow and not confident way to deal with a property that's, frankly, has been a hit for them for 3 or 4 years now. It's frustrating from within our small prism. And then if you figure that that's how they're dealing with everything on the whole, like every step that they take seems to be a safe step. If you look at new Hasbro Transformers product, you can't get a wave of Transformers out without another Optimus and another Bumblebee, because they know they can sell those in theory, right?
Right.
Well, it's like everything Snake Eyes. But the frustrating part is the people who are working on the lines are coming up with great ideas that get shot down because of that tactic. I mean, for everything we see, think of all the fantastic pitches that must have been made that, well, no, we're not going to do that right now.
Right.
And that's frustrating as heck, because you want to make a good product and get it out, and people are going to like it. And you play you're too cautious.
Well, the internal confidence in the brand had to get shaken, and the internal people who don't believe in G.I. Joe, and there's plenty of those, even way up the food chain, when the movie failed so spectacularly, they it got looked at by people who didn't know better, or by people looking for an arrow to shoot, by saying, well, that's it, the property just doesn't resonate today. instead of actually taking a fair look at it or knowing the source material well enough and going, it not only is it a betrayal of a lot of the source material, but it's just a terrible movie.
Right.
Right? It's nothing. It's just a really bad movie. G.I. Joe be damned. So
I think a lot of fans out there would have taken betrayal of the source material a little bit better had the movie been any good.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. I was angriest about using Western cameramen to film Eastern choreographed fight scenes so that something that could have looked awesome looked like an old John Wayne fight.
It was an MTV video shot in Blair Witch style on fast forward. Like, it was so hard to follow. It was hard to tell who was getting stabbed, but I guess in the end nobody did.
I had fun at the movie because it was my first movie after a pandemic, and I got to see it with Henry Golding in there, and the Joe on Joe guys were there, and we got to see Larry walking through, and it was good. But even when I just thought of it as this is the cartoon, so that's a cartoon Snake Eyes, and we're getting that explains the snakes and the jewels, and it's exactly like a cartoon episode. But I'm like, man, you had a really great fight choreographer. And all the actors spent months and months training. And then you get some Western...
It just goes to show how hard it is to make a movie.
It is.
Right.
Especially when you make silly choices.
Right. Right. And they got themselves a great cast for that movie. I'm not going to pin that on the actors.
People forget that. It's like when people trash episode 1 for Star Wars, right? Oh, I hated it. Jar Jar. And you're like, yeah. But you didn't like Darth Maul? You didn't like the best saber fight in any Star Wars movie? Like, be careful when you throw it all out. And when people, poop all over the Snake Eyes movie, I'm like, you didn't like Storm Shadow, huh? Because he was fantastic.
I mean, even think about it. The Jar Jar guy nearly killed himself. He was so picked on. And Henry Golding reportedly felt pretty horrible about the way some of the Joe fans responded after he'd worked so hard.
I'm not mad at Golding at all.
No.
But the idea, if you actually compartmentalize it a bit, Scarlet wasn't bad. Baroness wasn't bad. Storm Shadow was fantastic. They just happened to misunderstand or not care about what actually made the core character of modern G.I. Joe special.
Right. Writing is important. Writing is not some minor technical category of a film. Like, Henry Golding could only do so much with the Snake Eyes that was put in the paper in front of him. Yeah. And that was like, he did fine for what they gave him. Yeah. They just didn't give him a very good hero to play. And unfortunately he's going to bear the brunt of that because it's his face. But let's not be too mad at him. Sean Russell says the biggest travesty is Akiko lived. That's
not a travesty, it's a surprise.
I like Akiko.
Yeah, it's powerful, dude.
Right, it's the biggest surprise is that Akiko lived.
Well, we didn't. In fairness to us, when we were reading her pre-eulogy, when we saw the trailer, we didn't know that there was a deal that no one was allowed to die. So it does make her survival a little less special.
See, well, like you think of,
it's like saying, "Hey, look, Ernie survived Sesame Street this week." Well,
think of it like the cartoon. No one dies in the cartoon. So there.
Yeah.
No one
parachutes
dies. As Buzz Dixon likes to say, no one dies on camera.
Yeah.
So maybe they do.
Did anyone even bleed on camera? Might have been the first bloodless ninja movie of all time.
Oh, there was the Blood Brothers scene, but that was about it.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, you're right.
It was never particularly violent bloodletting, no.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we get too
it doesn't need to be, so it's fine.
Before we get too far off topic, let's go ahead and move on to our next news item.
Dude.
There we go.
Yeah.
Who?
Nope. Which one is it?
Stinking buttons tomorrow.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Finally going to stop telling you about the upcoming Total Action Force Battle Years softcover Kickstarter because it starts tomorrow morning.
Right.
Patty and Brian are also doing an appearance out at a comic shop in Dublin. So be sure to check out Patty's Facebook page. He's got all the details there. If you happen to be over on the Merry Green Isle of Ireland. But for the rest of us, Tomorrow morning is when this gets going. So be sure to check Kickstarter tomorrow. Check out the Kickstarter program for the Total Action Force soft cover. We had a lot of folks tell us that they didn't see this until after it was done, or, clearly you're not watching enough What's on Joe Mind. We put out a special edition on it and everything. So we'll certainly, hopefully, get these guys back to chat about this and whatever other projects they got going on soon. But yes, Total Action Force, The Battle Years, the soft cover starts tomorrow. It will fund. Please trust us on that one. Get in on this one. I think there's a lot of folks who missed the boat the first time around and are anxious to get it the second time around. It's going to be less expensive than the hardcover was. I know that was a big detractor for some folks.
Also, the exchange rate. So
yeah, that's the exchange rate
is down.
Better. So get yourself on board with this one.
Beautiful book.
Yeah, good stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, I got a lot of GI Joe coffee table type books, and these guys' 2 books and Carson's books are the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Absolute cream of the crop.
So head on over to the UK, get yourself an Irish hickey, and order the book.
Or talk to an Irish hickey, which is an even bigger feat.
Yeah, he won't fit in the overhead compartment anyway. So.
Oh no, he's kind of tall, so
yeah, he doesn't fold well.
He's not a thick man, but he is tall. So
yeah, lean.
Anyways,
yeah.
Tomorrow, go to Kickstarter.
Get there.
Or just click the button tonight and you'll send an email and it'll have a neat link in it. And it'll all be compartmentalized for you. No fuss, no muss. Easy packaging.
If you already have the hardcover, I'll give you a pass. But beyond that, you should be there. That's all I'm saying.
Right. If you got the hardcover, it's the only excuse. Past that, no excuse. Next news item.
Do.
Hey, it's getting to that point where we can remind you about this again. But the Operation Recall Backer Kit closes on February 28th, 2023. So if you were part of the Kickstarter for Operation Recall, if you were not part of the Operation Recall Kickstarter, head over to operationrecall.backerkit.com. You can either finalize your choices from the Kickstarter, or if you missed that, you can order anew and get in on this project at the ground floor. Get your choices in there. You get all the background on the characters and the goods that are available through the program and all that good stuff. This is Carson's project that he's doing with all of the original G.I. Joe creators, from Larry Hama, Kirk Bazigian, Doug Hart, etc. So, get over to operationrecall.backerkit.com. Check it out. You've got to about a month. And get your backer kits filled out and finalized.
I mean, we didn't even have to pub this that much, right? Legit, it's the best thing to happen to Joe since a Real American Joe, because it's the same damn guys, right? So,
right,
it's that good. Like, get you some, and if you have some, go get you some more.
So somebody seems to understand that they've turned Diana into a treat machine.
Yep, he's trained me well.
Right. Oh, the Cookie Monster.
Oh yeah, he. If I leave the room, he stands at the gate and meows. Loud. It's amazing how loud he can meow.
He's not shy.
He's a big fella. He's got that resonance.
Yeah.
Next news item.
Do.
Hey, coming up soon, Renegade Con Virtual is back. It'll be February 3rd and 4th. That is next weekend. 2 panels that you probably be of notice to us as Joe fans. On Friday the 3rd, if you'll remember, the Hasbro folks did announce that there was going to be something related to G.I. Joe in a new version of Axis and Allies. There is an Axis and Allies panel Friday night. That is at 7:30 p.m., 4:30 Eastern time. That's a nice lead in to What's on Joe Mind. And then Saturday, February 4th, G.I. Joe tabletop games at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. So 2 panels to check out there. You can go and head to Renegade Con. What is the website? Let me pop over that real quick.
It's alt.black.com/helicopters.
Stop it. RenegadeGameStudios.com. Thank you. That's where all the details are. You can get a full schedule to the events and check out what you want to check out. But our pal Ryan Costello will be part of the panel on Saturday. So if you want to see a familiar face, that's our buddy Ryan Costello. He helped write the role-playing game last year that we talked about quite a bit. So
I don't know if you guys are familiar with Axis and Allies.
Nope.
The
I
7-hour minimum World War II reenactment game that my idiot friends would always decide was a good idea to start at midnight. Oh, but it was fun, and you could reskin it for Joe in a heartbeat. So it was the best one ever. The first time we played, they're like, "Okay, Weber, you're Germany. That makes sense. All right, fine." And then my buddy Roto was Japan, so we were the Axis powers, and we conquered the world. But the end was our buddy Seth had one carrier with one troop battalion on it, just barely staying away from the combined naval might of the Axis Empire. We chased that bastard all over the world, and we finally conquered the world by beating the last U.S. battalion. I think we sank the boat off Madagascar. So that's where democracy died. And the future heads of Eternal Baseball took over the world.
I often got stuck playing Russia.
Russia was not much fun.
No, unless you played someone who was really overconfident in their abilities, didn't take it seriously enough, and all of a sudden the Russians start building submarines and sinking his damn navy.
There you go. I played Russia once, and I forgot to strengthen the Western Front, and I got overrun, and the game was over in like 2 hours. And then they accused me of sabotaging it, because I was always the guy going, "No, we can't start at midnight, guys. It was always a bad idea." And so we had to play a second game starting at 2 a.m. because I was so bad at Russia.
I only played it 2 or 3 times, and I always volunteered to be Russia to end the game that much sooner. Because with the Russians, I could not care and have to act as little as possible.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, you can't lay down as U.S./Canada.
Right. That nobody's going to buy that.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to lay down anyway because you're so far away from everything.
Right.
You're going to sit there and build everything, and then that's my strategy on Risk. I held on to Europe in Risk, which has like 8 bridges leading in, and it's impossible to hold on to. So I was holding on to Europe, getting the extra army turns, just building up, and aren't you moving out? I go, not yet.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I win.
You can totally do Axis and Allies, though, as Joe. With Joe and Cobra as the overall teams, with G.I. Joe.
Right. You could do an Iron Grenadiers. You could do an October Guard.
Yeah.
You could do a Revanche if you want. That's 5 factions.
There you go.
And a Canadian wing.
Well, no, you got G.I. Joe. The other power is Britain Action Force.
If they have that
October
trademark
Guard
anymore.
Cobra and the Iron Grenadiers.
They probably were rolling on that, and then they went to go check the Action Force trademark and went, "What the hell?"
Oh.
Well, it could be Special Action Force.
Just saying.
Battle Action Force.
Right.
Just call it the BAF.
Renegade Con Virtual. We'll tell you more about it next week. Friday, February 3rd, Axis and Allies at 7:30 Eastern. Saturday, February 4th, G.I. Joe Tabletop Games at 2 in the afternoon Eastern Time. Check them out. Next news item. That's all you're giving me?
It was sudden.
All right. Look, it's the Skystriker.
And Lenny's mustache.
And you can see pictured there. Forgot her name.
Emily.
I got Miami Dolphins legend Larry Zonka so seared into my head that I forgot Emily's name.
She looks nothing like Larry Zonka.
Right. She nothing on Alex Karras Jr. there. But, that is a majestic mustache. Absolutely owning that look, Lenny.
All right, we know he's Bazooka for Halloween now.
Yeah.
I'm not ripping Lenny because Lenny is a real life friend, and Lenny went shirtless as Road Warrior Animal and pulled it off at Halloween a couple years ago. So
Right.
not Rip
There
and
you
Letty at
go.
all. But his full beard has a lot of salt with the pepper, right? But when he cleans it up here, that mustache is pretty pure.
Yeah.
So he definitely looks younger with the stash.
Yeah.
So
That is the push bro, man.
whatever he's doing, it works, right? But obviously he's got the younger look here.
Right. That is majestic.
Yeah.
There you go.
I could not shave for months and my mustache would not look like that.
He's part of the elite mustache squad.
Right. I get to like 5 days of growth and it just stops.
No, he's on the right brand because that is a Joe quality mustache.
That's
That is bazooka with no helmet is what that is.
Yeah.
So anyways, they very, very quietly slipped up an unboxing video today. You can find it on HasbroPulse.com. There's lots of little nuggets of joy in there. Most of it really was just them unboxing and putting together the Skystriker itself. But there was some actual news.
Yay!
That's right. Joining Classified in 2024 or 23. I don't know. Some point before all the stuff we already know about. Agent Helix and a G.I. Joe Troop Builder pack. Which Lenny did divulge that it was a multiple troop pack. And troops would be outfitted for missions in both the land and the sky. So make of that what you will.
Jetpacks.
Please tell me they'll fix her boobs because my God, it looks so uncomfortable.
Right. She's just looked like she's in pain for a couple decades now.
They're squished between a corset and a really tight strap, and no wonder she looks so mad.
Right. I'd be fighting people too.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Poor lady.
So I'm sure that's under control, as there have not been a whole lot of sculpting problems with Classified so far, past Mark Webber.
The brutal chest cut.
So outside of that,
I mean, it's not a problem. This is a terrible decision.
Right. But outside of that, no real issues with sculpting on Classified. So I'm hoping that we get a good definitive look at Helix here. And troop builders. We've had actually several opportunities at troop builders for Joe over the years. Steel Brigade, green shirts. We've got that kind of halo-looking future dude from 50th anniversary, or rather Retaliation. So who knows? Who knows? We didn't get any images this time around, so it could maybe it's look like one of them. Maybe it'll be some kind of weird combination of all three. Who can tell?
Pit Commando.
Right, Pit Commandos also in there.
I have so many of those.
Right.
They just kept putting them out at the Hasbro shop, and they were like $2.99. It was like I was eight with a real job. Every time I'd go in there, I'd buy most of them and leave a couple, just so I wasn't that guy, right? And then I'd come back later in the day and be like, right before they closed, and be like, they were there if you want them. Back in the cart.
I wonder if there'll be a female troop builder as part of the pack.
Maybe.
It would be a good move.
That would be cool.
It would double the tooling budget.
Yeah.
Unless they're just using parts.
Which is possible.
But yeah.
I mean, Lady J's got, as far as uniform goes, a pretty generic look. So it might be an easy repurposing of that frame if they decide.
Or some repurposing off a cover girl,
Right. I wouldn't say it's out of the realm of possibility, especially if they do a 3-figure pack like they do with the Vipers.
We don't know for sure that we just know it's a multi-pack, right?
Yeah. They did say it would be a pack.
They should do, whether it's a 2 or a 3-pack, they should absolutely do one of the sculpts should be a gal, and they should have multiple heads. Because now you got people buying like 3 or 4 or 5 3-packs just to use the different heads on different people.
But also,
and they should put Blowtorch in there with them.
Right.
Oh,
yeah, why not?
But also next month there will be a Joe live stream somewhere in February. They did not give us an exact date, just that it was coming. And considering we're almost done with January,
they don't know who's going to shoot it or be on it for sure. So,
right? Whoever's left that knows how to turn on the camera, that's who gets to be the.
It's going to be like Wake Up and Smile. The weatherman is dead. Then the Band of the Hand shall rule.
So now that we've got Helix and Green Shirts knocked out, Diana Davis, you're our guest. Who do you want to see next?
I want to see Dawn.
All right.
I do. I think I want to see Dawn Moreno. They've gotten through up to Helix, so we're kind of. I don't think they're going to do Pale Peony, so Dawn's next, right?
I mean,
Look, Dawn Moreno is long overdue for some representation in action figure form.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're not talking drippy Japanese statues either. We're talking actual action figures.
the best new character in ages. And we're going to get her first figure, not counting that terrible Shoju, or however you say it, statue, on like her 5th anniversary.
Yeah.
Gearing up for it.
Just slow build. Mark Weber, who do you want to see next?
Interrogator. That's my guy.
Of course.
But the likelihood probably pretty damn small. But I'll throw you a bone, Mike. I'd love to see Flash.
Right. Flash is my pick until they do it.
Yeah, love to see it. Just because visually, if it's anything close to the original, it doesn't have to be the same. But if it has the same padding and the use of the red and a visor and a cool, I would actually encourage them. New gun, please. Because the gun that came with him was never that cool. So
see, I liked it. I liked it.
Nah, needs more bulk.
But there was certainly room for improvement. I'd love to see it if they did a Flash based on his looking Sunbow, which is a little bit more streamlined.
Yeah,
that would be fantastic.
I'm just talking with Flash. Just give me some red padding or armor. Either way, incorporate the red. Give me the visor, and beyond that, I don't care. Go nuts.
Racktime Rob, who do you want to see next?
I'm thinking either Alpine or Ripcord because they haven't announced either of those.
All right.
Alpine would be cool.
Loads of cool gear coming with either one of those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that Recondo is going to happen probably before any of that stuff, right?
Unless Joe can stop it.
That is her secret mission. She's not actually off at work tonight.
That's where she's at.
She is parachuting into Rhode Island to try and stop the
Recondo design.
Regular.
That's why Recondo's been so hard to find out there.
If she waits a couple weeks, maybe they won't have security guards working at night, and then she can get right in. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
The entire security staff was in that 15%.
I'm just saying.
Fools. A foolish choice. But so all right. Alpine would be a neat pick too, because we're getting to the point where Alpine's about the most pronounced character who hasn't been done.
Hey, give Matt Rubin's comment a little love here, just because it's shameless self-promotion for me. Starts with Tombstone.
There we go. There
See?
we go. Tombstone.
New characters, they resonate. That should have been my answer. Anybody brand new. Anybody brand
Just
new.
make one up.
I don't.
Molto.
They used to make up 20 characters a year. You can do one. I dare you. I double dog dare you.
We added like 5 last year.
In classified?
In the comic book.
Oh yeah. Well, the comics got no problem being creative.
I'm just waiting for figures of at least one of them.
Man.
Be nice.
Hot sauce.
There you go.
Give me some hot sauce.
It took 5 years for Dawn, so don't hold your breath.
Well, and that's assuming it's getting done, right? Might be 10 years for Dawn.
Right. Hank Perry brings up that the DDP had several new Dreadnoks that never got made. That's true. Yeah. We're lots of they had fun with the Dreadnoks that Devils do.
But they were making new. We got Burnout back then, right? They were doing new characters back then.
Yeah.
We got Dr. Link Talbot.
Dr. Link.
The fighting vet. Cookie Monster's least favorite G.I. Joe.
Cookie Monster loves his vet. He loves his vet more than me.
I guess that's fair.
He's in love with Jan. Jan at the vet. He gets so excited to see Jan, he pees in his bag on the way there.
that's love.
There you go.
You lose bladder control. That's something special. But yes, so get yourself over to Hasbro Pulse. Watch their unboxing special. It's fun. You get to see all the neatness of the Skystriker if yours hasn't shown up yet. Things aren't hitting the What's on Joe Mind compound until Monday or Tuesday next week. So
Did we get a look at the sticker sheet?
We did.
And Lenny said he fixed it. He said he offered both versions. This is of the arm booster thing I was desperate for them to fix.
I believe so. I don't think they actually took note of that specifically during the show because there were several different themes of sticker sheets.
Right.
You can do your Skystriker up in a couple different ways, and they were more showing off the different overall themes you could put on the plane.
And I think that's great because it's an easy way to encourage multiple purchases or have the fan just be able to dress it however they most want. Right.
Right.
Like the Power Glide Rattler that we did that you could do up as a Crimson Rattler, you could do up as Power Glide, you could do up as a Joe Plane if you wanted. It was like whatever you want. But it doesn't cost much to include extra sticker sheets.
No,
we could look at them now if you want.
Well, that was going to be where we segued into. We're going to take what we got in a little bit out of order here, as Diana, who is part of the lucky folks on the left coast that got that Skystriker already.
I got the Skystriker the day before I got the email telling me it was coming.
All right.
All right.
That's how you like it.
Okay.
We'll let you get that together there. Let me pull this out.
So, yeah, it came like this, right?
Whoa. I'm not going to be able to get in the door Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. And again, since my dog likes to destroy boxes, we had to do special stuff to get her in. And then they packaged it really well. All right. There's another box inside. There we go. There's another box inside. And it says, please open form side. And so I don't know what that means. I flipped it over. It says, please open form side on the other side too. So, and then you open form side and it's got a layer of cardboard so you don't slice through your Skystriker when you're opening the box.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah, it's really well packed. And so right there is your jet. And it's got nifty handles. Hang on, I'm going to back out here. So you lift that up and he comes out. And I thought I didn't get stickers because theirs was just on top of the Skystriker, but the stickers are put right underneath so that they stay flat.
Yep.
Wow.
Done.
I think I've got them upside down. Here we go.
So can you answer Mark's question then? Did they fix Ace's name on the cockpit sticker?
Looking at the name bit that goes on the side of the cockpit. Originally, and on the artwork on the front, it will say Captain J. Brad Armbruster, which is wrong.
No. Interesting. So that might be actually on the Skystriker itself already. Hold on.
Hello, going out to Cujo tonight. How you doing there, bud?
You know what? I don't see. I got the instructions. I got all the no step.
Oh boy.
Walkway. Skystriker.
It'll be 40 years this Christmas. I'm still getting. Look at all the no step stickers. Flashback.
No step stickers.
He is gonna twitch.
Okay.
Foam at the mouth.
Because it's white, I couldn't see it, but the stickers have. It's hard to see it. Captain J. Armbruster.
Oh.
So it's hard. It's impossible to see because it's white on white.
And that's the only version of it?
Corporal Wallace A. Weems, Snake Eyes,
right.
And Captain J. Armbruster. So I guess they didn't. Wait, hold on. And then Lieutenant Wayne Ruffles over next to something flammable. Oh, well.
Well, that's that Wayne Ruffles hot stuff. So, yeah.
All right. So we got that. And here the Cobra stickers are really nifty cool. No. Okay. I can't open the box because this already found a new home. He's coming to get it tomorrow. Age is 4 plus.
We wouldn't expect you to do that. If people want to see a plane get assembled, they do that on the Hasbro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go see that.
We're not going to
There's
put
a-
that here on our 2-bit slime show.
But it was packaged so, I mean, it's packaged so well that even Paloma couldn't destroy it. So we'll put this over here.
Yeah, Paloma, for folks who don't know, Paloma is what, an 80-pound bulldog?
Paloma's actually, she's 43 pounds.
Oh, wow.
43 pounds, but she can jump about 4 feet in the air, maybe 5. And she's built like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
So.
That's why I thought she was so big. She looks
Yeah.
like a cut.
She's
Cute.
she's half of Splash's weight. So then the figures are all packaged really nicely like this. Like that.
They did a really good job on that.
Yeah, you can take these boxes right out so that you can get into your figures. And let me put this on the floor here. Unfortunately, Cullen's office is, and the cat's room is full of Cullen's watchmaking stuff too. Okay, here we go.
That's okay.
Woo!
That's
So
why you're a guest host. We don't expect you to have a dedicated What's on Joe Mind room yet.
So then you pull out these little triangular things carefully. And so the figures are all packaged, you know, back to back. There's paper in between. There we go. Paper in between, packaged really nice.
Yeah.
They really went a long way to make sure that your figures arrive nicely. So here's our ripcord.
Oh, wow.
There's the back.
So good with a file card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the Night Force coloring on the ripcord file card, looks like.
Yeah, they noted that there was no barcode on there because they are not labeled for individual sales. So that's going to be different.
That's fine because plenty of them are getting sold individually
Right
now.
right.
Yeah, you're very angry, Ace.
Redhead.
He's like really mad.
Grr.
Now there's the back. Nice. I like the tissue paper in between, just in case, so there's no way your figures can get scratched.
Right.
Wonder what Ace is so mad about.
They got his name wrong in the cockpit.
Again.
Yeah.
They
There's
shot
this-
down another plane under him.
Nice
Good.
scarlet.
Did they have a Scarlet name sticker for the cockpit?
No,
Well, that's
Interesting.
they had Snake Eyes, but not Scarlet, and Snake Eyes isn't even in here. Well, maybe he is. I just can't see him. But
he's
Yeah, that's a
commando.
miss. I didn't think of that, but that's a big miss. If you're gonna put her in a pilot suit.
Yeah.
there he is.
Give a big hello to Vicman de Santiago, that's a new name. How are you? Welcome to the show.
I love it.
Failsafe looks really like pleased with himself.
Well, I mean, it's his first figure. You'd be pleased too.
Yeah.
I would. I'd stand just like that.
Bad.
There's the
name.
back.
Fail.
Right there.
From the day
What a heroic
From the
guy.
day
What should we
he
name
first
him? I
got
don't
his
know. We
hands on
should
a
start
computer.
with Fail.
Oh, he has a preternatural awareness of his surroundings and nimble reflexes. Good for him.
All right.
That's important.
I have a preternatural sense of a shitty code name.
Failsafe. That's
So that Cobra Crown crew, you put it up on your social media. Those guys have a code name.
yeah. Code name Ramp Rat. File name unknown. But it says on the back, but this is backwards for you guys. Each ramp rat, no it isn't. Each ramp rat member of the Cobra ground crew is responsible. So it's not a single guy. It's just
Right.
that's what they're called.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy.
Right. Jeff Butler says Failsafe's been waiting 39 years for this week. So yeah, you just stand there and look proud.
Here's your Cobra officer.
Raymond Sheffield says Toy Hacks has tons of name stickers.
Yay.
Good thing.
Right?
I hadn't thought of the
Kinda
Scarlet one.
surprised.
That's a good point.
I'm gonna get one of Alpine because we know he's a certified pilot.
Had to
And
die.
here's our Mickey Mouse.
Wow. The flanges on his helmet on that artwork are really something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a roast
They're
nose.
out there on the toy themselves, are they?
No, that looks an awful lot like the original.
Yeah.
Ski jump helmet.
Yeah. Comes with his hair dryer.
But
Make his hair
DJ5
look
Ash
good.
says, well, I guess the mole rat should be a Cobra figure then. Yeah, they said that he was going to be a Cobra army builder. So
I have to take my time putting this back together. Okay, and I'm not going to take these out either, but there's the
all
the
the extras.
vehicles.
Oh, the flight stand and the cool.
And the stand, and there's the inside here. There's more stuff
And
wrapped in.
If you can hold the bottom of the box up to the camera a little bit, lean it the other way. No, the other. The actual box is facing the camera. No, the other side. There you go.
That's cool.
Yeah, they printed a runway on there.
Yeah.
If you want to display it, but you can just flip over the boxes and put everything on top of there.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, actually you can take, see there's grass here, and then the printing goes into the inside of the box. So if you cut the tape, you can unroll the box, and there's runways on both boxes, so you can create a runway all the way along.
Oh,
That's
nice.
cool.
Yeah, they went all out on this.
Well, mostly.
Well, mostly.
Mostly.
You're just bitter, Mark.
Why wouldn't you get it right when a friend reaches out to you and says, "Hey, small tweak, but it'd make it cooler," and you say,
Look,
cool.
they probably did to him like they did to you.
Oh,
You know, they
I'm
said-
not hanging this on Lenny.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
sure
when
he
they
passed
probably
it along.
said,
Look,
"Oh wait,
everybody
it all went to the factory."
Everybody relax. Look, Jenna Taylor Monk says, I can confirm there's a different set of decals
Okay.
named Captain J. Brad Armstrong on the same decal sheet that Diana was looking at, number 26A and 26B.
But
I will go and look again.
I don't want J. Brad.
So
J
maybe
is
it's
middle
J.
initial.
Brad. Maybe for the folks who want it to be exactly like the 83, if there's one that says J. Brad,
That's fine.
and late on the other sheet there's a Brad J.
As long as there's a corrected one,
Well,
I'm thrilled.
we'll look
giddy.
again.
I
We'll
will
look
get
again before I put this
tattooed
away.
in white on my forehead if they put it in there, and none of y'all will be able to see it.
All right, so no, that's Cobra.
Polar Weber and shirtless Weber are the same skull,
You can write it on your forehead, and we'll recognize it as the darker.
right?
Okay, the other names on here that I missed because I'm old and my vision is bad. Geez. There's also Cobra Trooper, Cobra Commander, Baroness, Cobra Officer. Wouldn't you want his name? Who's in there? Cobra Officer.
Cobra officer.
Some guy.
Sergeant Conrad Dukehauser. Oh, here's Scarlett. There you go.
Okay,
All right.
good.
I missed her.
Good.
There you go.
On the other sheet.
Bad vision. Then there's some blanks for you to, I guess, write your own. And here's Captain J. Brad Armbruster up here under
Okay.
Yeah.
there.
Well, it's authentic, but it's still wrong.
J. Brad.
J. Brad,
Sounds like a banker.
right? What's Duke's middle name? I forget.
S.
So it'd be like having S. Conrad Hauser.
Yeah.
Well, good, because Conrad's a dumb first name.
Stop it. It's the best first name.
You're talking to the Duchess right now. She's got all the names in her house.
I had a fabulous cat with that name too, and it was wonderful.
Really, that if you ever make your way into the world of code names, Duchess needs to be your code name.
Absolutely.
I think that's.
I had a friend whose dog was named Duchess, so a cool dog.
I mean,
So.
There we
code
go.
names and pet names. There is not a thick line separating those.
Look, if I can christen Biff McHonky Dog, we can make Diana the Duchess.
Yeah,
And
there
if
you
it
go.
doesn't stick, we'll stick with it until it does. Duchess Diana Davis,
Hey, look,
Come on.
you are coming off much better than Biff McConkey Dog.
so good.
Yeah, that's true.
So good.
And adding that extra D to my name, people will stop calling me Double D, which
Right.
it ends up not being something I enjoy.
Now you're Triple D.
So somebody senses open boxes. So
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, he's like, which one can I fit in?
Some guy tomorrow is going to be like, how come my Skystrikers meowing?
I got to figure out how to get this all back together
It's
now.
gonna be like Christmas Vacation. She wrapped up her cat.
I've
Cookie
wrapped.
Monster will help.
He will. I wrapped Conrad once. It didn't go well for the rest of us.
So while you're getting that figured out, why don't we go ahead and take a minute and hear from our sponsors over at Kokomo Toys.
Now, there's a
Proudly
cat.
Hey.
present Chonky Tank Kitty and the Meowler Tank. And we'll be back after just a few words from our friends just a few minutes north in Kokomo, Indiana.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
Oh, new fact. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm not stepping on her. I'm waiting for it.
finally, there we go.
My newfound gold in the Kokomo Toys commercial, a loose Joey Abs figure. Looked to be in good shape.
Well, you know what? I just noticed up in there they had the Super Vader, which is the weirdest Amigo 8-inch action figure vehicle ever.
Well, that was what Superman's elevator to the moon, wasn't it?
No, it's
Not
the
this
weird thing where you're putting it on the door and it's just weird. Oh god,
Yeah, I know.
I need Amigo Spidey and just.
It's what is it? That's the Brick Mantooth
Yeah.
YouTube channel. It has all the Mego stuff. Look up the Super Vader when you get a minute.
Yeah.
Which is after our show tonight, of course, and then after a Toy Kind of Mood show, which is kind enough to wait until we're done.
Sounds like Darth in a red cape. Super Vader.
Right? How would you see the cape? It's in a shaft. Maybe it's an elevator that doesn't need a shaft. Maybe it
Talk
just
about
flies on the outside of the building.
Those freak me out.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I do not like those.
But we had one. What was it in Dallas at JoeCon? And
Yeah.
that sucker moved too. Like it would get enough of a start that your legs would get a little jelly.
Oh, the ones that look like deodorant bottles, right? Like
Right.
they look like Yeah, those were scary. I had to take Remy and Glory in those, and it freaked the dogs out too. They're like, "Oh no, what the hell?"
And we did plenty of trade shows for McFarlane Toys, and I usually room with Todd's dad, who I want to be when I grow up, Bob McFarlane. And whenever we'd have to get into a full elevator, anytime we get into a full one and we were in the back or a ways away, he would say, 13, please. And the guy in front would look for the 13th floor for a while. It never got old because he didn't do it every time, right?
Yeah.
It's such a good gag. Everyone do this because it never stops being funny. 13, please.
Well, let's go ahead and move into what we got in. Diana, we just got what you got in, right?
Yeah, I got
You're our guest.
This-
What else do you want to share?
this last week.
Woo!
Been
Yeah,
waiting
you too.
forever. Nom, 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 nom. He's in the case now. Wait. Nom, 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 nom. And look, you can put the gun behind his backpack because there's no other friggin' place to store it. But
That's
there you go.
Denny.
Yeah.
I did that with Stalker and Duke as a kid. I would put the other way. I'd put it barrel up, but because the clip is so long,
Right.
you could pinch it
Yeah.
between a backpack and pretty slick.
He's a pretty nice figure. I like the motorcycle.
Airborne's gun fit that pretty well too. I did that. Have him jump out of the plane.
Yeah, you can't be holding on to the gun on the way down.
You
Sure, it
Right.
wasn't a parachute, but they didn't tell us that when we were kids. So
yeah. It was
As
to
someone
us.
who used to ride a motorcycle, I appreciate the motorcycle looking reasonably motorcycle-like.
So
right, it
being,
doesn't have super skinny tires. It's
Yeah.
being the Duke aficionado in the community, where does Tiger Force Duke rank among the classified Dukes?
Well, there's three. There's the first one, then there's the you guys didn't like gold Duke. Yeah. Then there's so I would say he's 2 after the I actually like the first one with the gold.
Okay, so the gold standard, literally.
Yep. literally the
Force.
gold standard, but the Tiger Force he's pretty impressive. And the Tiger Force colors actually have always been really nice on him.
Yeah.
It's a nice look. And
They got his hair color right this time around, so it's not so
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, and some people are mad that they got it right. They wanted it brown.
Some people are wrong.
They're wrong. I took my original Tiger Force figure and I took my Games Workshop paints and I fixed it up.
If they give Duke brown hair, then Hawk's got to go blonde again. Like, come on, people.
Right. He just got done with the just for men treatment.
Right.
It looked so natural. No one could tell.
Just keep Hernandez and Clyde Frazier.
Ain't no play for Mr. Gray.
The only other thing I'd want to say is if I could talk about my GoFundMe, but I don't know if now is the time.
We'll get that in shout outs. So
yeah.
Get there. I have stuff prepared that I have to get ready.
Go.
Ragtime Rob, what'd you get in?
All right. Well, I got something in that I'm getting another copy of tomorrow because I broke the first one.
Dumbass.
Yeah, it really was. I was so mad at myself because it was a dumbass move. Anyway, we'll talk about that next week.
All right.
Speaking of Mark's old employer, Todd McFarlane,
Oh, yeah.
I got the latest wave of Superpowers figures. I got Wonder Woman. I gave her a cape for ceremonial purposes.
Right. Not for kicking ass, but for all other times.
Deathstroke with his sword.
Oh, he's cool.
Yeah. And Nightwing.
Ooh.
He must work out.
He probably.
Yeah.
Circus freak, you know.
Right. Carney.
Looks like he's about to go figure skating.
I like Carnies.
Well, I mean, you got that pro wrestling fan in you, so yeah. What else you got, Ragtime Rob?
Let's see. That's about it this week.
All right. Mark Weber.
I mean, this is a good one. Oh, no, I'm spoiling it because I've been off center all show for a reason. Because I'm clearing out the basement where all the Joes were and putting them into storage. And the last guy out was actually the last guy in. So let me back this up a little bit. Well, first we got this guy, right? Like,
hey,
I'm just going to work, just me and my microphone.
Oh.
Yeah. That's an expensive little piece of hardware there.
Are you allowed to say how much with the family around, or do you have to get that quiet?
I mean, they're around, but how much? Just enough.
Right.
So when I get a new job, I usually buy a toy that's got some zeros on it. And I've been getting new jobs a lot. I've been collecting them.
Right.
But this was actually back with the Toy State, not Toy State, the RMS thing. But you'll see right over here.
Oh my!
Wow.
Yeah. And it came in a box.
Ooh.
And the coolest thing about the box is it has some really old tape on it that if you pulled it off now, it will rip, like 100% for sure. But the part that isn't tape is still attached to Christmas paper. Right?
Oh, nice.
Because it was so obviously a Christmas gift originally. And I never, ever, ever had this. So I've had it for a couple of years, and it is in such good shape that the big wheel attachments aren't even on it. Right.
Andrew Galgan's got the best exclamatory statement of the day right there.
Yeah.
Free to Nola Gay!
Yeah. The gantry works, like it's good. And anything missing from it, right now that you can't see, I've got. It's all in a box. It's in really good shape. So it is, because I have a flag, but it is in decent, not fully complete condition. This one's really good. So it's like, if you're ever going to dive in, right, you probably better get one that's really good, because otherwise, unless just enough is enough, and that's fine. That's what I like about collecting. Everybody defines their own collection, but there ain't no piecing together a Defiant, right?
No.
That'll run you $5,000 to piece it together.
That's a lifetime, achievement award is piecing together a Defiant.
And so my favorite bit for this is, I've been super careful with it. It's been sitting on that table downstairs. Now it's up here on the main floor. One of the advantages of working for a company that makes display cases is we have boxes of every size and shape and anything you could want. And so I reached out to the guys in our internal development department. I'm like, hey, I need a box that's 26 inches wide, 37 inches deep, and 20 inches tall. And the guy was like, all right, hang on. Yeah, we don't have it. And I'm like, okay, well, it can't be smaller, but slightly bigger would be okay. And he's like, no, we'll have it for you. I just don't have it now. We'll have it for you tomorrow. So just like that, the next day, there's this giant, actually, hang on. There's this Godzilla box
Wow.
that they made for me. It's amazing because it's flat right now. It's so good. So, let's see, it's gonna fall. So to Mike and Lee and the folks at the INT department, thanks so much. I'm gonna be able to pad it like hell, set this thing down, pad it all over, and seal it up, and it will be a perfect custom Defiant box.
You might want to get out to U-Haul or something, buy some peanuts for that.
Oh yeah, all sorts of peanuts.
There you go.
Like
right.
It's gonna get packed up. It's gonna get peanutted. Like I didn't drop the amount of coin I did on it to have it break on the way to storage, right? Or sitting in the storage locker. So, and it's heated and cooled, and it's a good spot for it to be.
Is it on the first or second floor?
Second floor.
That's good.
So no flooding, right?
Yeah, I had a friend find out the hard way why you should always be on the second floor. It sucked for him.
Yeah, I can only imagine. So there you go. All my stuff, all my Joe stuff now, all packed up. This is the last guy. So I'll share a photo of this jam-packed storage locker soon.
Good enough.
That's all I got.
All right. I guess it's time for me. Hey! That's right. We got another one coming. There he is, number 59. I mean, technically, that's the 60th one because number 0 is still back with the toys I had when I was a kid. So number 59 for Beach Party 86. He's real good too. He's very similar to the one I got from Kevin last week. Just his cracked elbow is on the other side. And if I wanted to, I could put together one good one that's just super awesome, and then a second one that has 2 cracked elbows. But I got enough of those already. I can
send them to me, Mike. I can do that. I'm a customizer.
Yes. You're a lazy bastard customizer, yes.
So
but will you send it back with erotica?
Ooh. No, I'm keeping that.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably
Only
not.
one person would do that.
Mark's real selfish about where he sends his erotica.
Oh yeah, come on now. Pay to play.
That's all I got. That's all I got. Past that, I got bruised. That's what I got.
Oh.
That's what I got in this week.
You got Band-Aids.
Moist knees.
I got giant Band-Aids.
Wow.
Big as my face Band-Aids.
Impressive.
I like that you have to unfold your Band-Aids before you apply them.
Right.
Later tonight, Rob's going to jump off the balcony with one of your Band-Aids.
Right. Like I have to give Rob the paper tab on the backing and have him walk across the room so I can. Anyways,
this is the makings of a great Spire adventure scene, right? Mike's chased to the roof. He's in trouble. Quick, rips off a Band-Aid, puts it over the wire. Awesome.
How many people are going to take it to rip it off your knee? And how would you like having bare legs?
See,
Better than waxing.
I've already gone through 2 of them, and it further cements the statement that I've made many times that I would not survive if I was a woman. I would not. I don't know how you ladies do it. Every single one of you is tougher than me. I don't know how it works. I don't. Nope. Very happy I was born a guy because I'm a weenie, and I can't do that stuff that you guys have to deal with every single
They're
day.
the pain. It's the ripping sound that happens when they yoink it off. That's kind of the harder part.
Right. No, and I've done that twice. I've had to change the Band-Aid a couple times because again, it's oozy. It's a moist wound.
It's a moist, oozy wound.
Right.
Mike
Moist
as
wound.
a woman would have been a Lifetime original movie, The Girl with Chewbacca's Legs.
Oh no, I have awesome legs. I got sexy legs. It's the one thing I got going for me.
There you go.
And hair.
Yeah, the hair is on point.
Hair is
Very good.
good. The rest
Next week, part it in the middle.
the rest
Can't
of me
wait.
is a gigantic mess. I got hair and legs.
Parted in the middle, so he looks like
Dude,
one of
that's
the
a
little
start,
rascals.
man. That's a start.
Right. That's 2 up on some guys, so I
That's
can't
right.
really complain.
There are a lot of guys at the gym who are in rock solid shape and
No hair.
totally clean, not by choice, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Jeff Butler wonders if Beach Party 86 will stop at 86. No. Why would I stop at 86?
Who stops the party that rocks your body? Come on.
Right. 86 is not the number I'm trying to attain. 86 is the number that, the year that Beachhead was released initially in 1986. So that's the 86.
It's going to be like the Dukes of Hazzard, where they wiped the country out of Dodge Chargers or whatever the General Lee was. There's not going to be any beachheads left for anyone else.
I mean,
gotta
that's the
find-
dream, but we're years away from that. Look, Beachhead was a popular character at the time when G.I. Joe was at its biggest. There is, probably not overestimating, over 1 million Beachheads got made alone, right? So believe me, my 59 ain't rocking the boat. We're not exactly changing the market here. Matt Rubin asked, did I put in an auction on that Kokomo one? No, I have one request from Kokomo Toys, that when they get a Beachhead, they give me a call and I'll buy it from them. And clearly they don't care. eBay wins.
Oh,
Right to eBay. Now they even put my name on it in eBay. So
That's rough.
I was kind of a bastard sometimes.
That's rough.
No donuts for him.
God Ravage says, evening, guys. Well, evening to you too, God Ravage. That's a new name. So welcome to the show. We appreciate you. But Doug Dello says, I am single-handedly making his 2 Beachheads more valuable. And to which I say 2.
Right. Ooh, 2-pack.
two.
Someone says 2 Beachheads, and Mike immediately thinks, I can save on shipping.
I have never bought 2 at the same time from a eBay buyer, except for once. Somebody had they had a beater and a regular one. I got those 2.
2 at a time's great, Mike. You should try it.
Right?
Yeah.
I
They're
mean,
twins.
where was I?
I don't know. It's for the best that we don't answer that question, Mark.
Yeah.
I was at kygijoe.com.
Only
I'm
$8.
going to ask that you watch the Seinfeld episode when that issue came up and just look at Jerry's response to that. And
There you go.
2? How quaint.
Right. I like that you patted that guy on the head with your mind.
David Allen asked, do I get all the varieties repaints, or I'm going to guess the variants of the O-ring Beachheads? I do, actually. I was at, or no, I wasn't at it, but I did get I've got the club one from the Dreadnought set, and I've got a couple of the Night Force one, and so yes, I do have they're not part of the club though.
It didn't say O-ring, though. It said Orrington. Like it's a Tony suburb in Alabama.
Right.
Orrington Beach.
I'm not here to criticize David Allen's spell checker.
No, I just like the idea of a Tony Country Club in Orrington, Alabama.
are you
all
from the
Beachheads.
Orrington Beachheads?
Yes. the
Yeah, there you
Orrington Beachhead. They use
No, we're part of the Bushwood Beachheads. That's why do we get to shout outs. And Diana, you have a very special shout out. So why don't you go ahead with it?
I do. It's kind of hard to do, but November 22nd, I stood up from cleaning the cat box and had a heart attack. Luckily, I went to Cullen and ended up in the ER for waiting room for 6 hours, and then had to be there a couple of nights, missed Thanksgiving. Came home and luckily no damage that's permanent, just the heart attack damaged the muscle, but it's stress induced. I never expected to have a heart attack because I just never expected to have a heart attack.
Right.
The thing they don't tell you about heart attacks is that when you get home, then you get anxious because, of course, they say, now you're more likely to have another one. So anyone who knows me knows I have a little bit of an anxious side to begin with. So that kicked into high gear. And the side effects from anxiety mixed with recovering from a heart attack was not fun. So I'm in I'm getting better. I'm in therapy. I've got my elliptical that I can get on, and my cardiologist right now is like super thrilled. And
it's a co-star credit along with Cookie Monster. So
yeah,
back of the picture so much tonight.
Yeah, Cullen is amazing too. I'm in the therapy. It's all expensive, but it's what I need because I can't. Mine was caused by stress, anxiety, and not taking care of myself. And so now I'm getting the therapy so that I can deal with the stress and anxiety and take care of myself. And like I said, my husband did really great. He took me to the hospital, fainted in the ER just to make sure that enough people rushed into my room, and had to go to his own ER. Got the most expensive juice in the world. He took 2 weeks off. He used his vacation to take care of me and drive me to the doctor, although he still worked. If a project came in, they needed him, he would go back on the computer and help them out. Did meetings from doctors' offices on his phone. So then 2 weeks ago, he was laid off, which neither one of us expected at all. There was a year ago, he had a choice to stay with the company or go to one of the contractors who's building the high-speed rail here in California. And the company he worked for, WSP, said, no, there's always a place for you here. Stay with us. The pay is higher anyways, and it was. But there'll always be a job for you here. And a year later, they lay him off out of the blue. And his face when he came out to tell me was, I've never seen him so beaten down. And, Cullen is he's an upbeat guy. He goes step forward. He's like, we'll get through this. But it was really hard for him to tell me because it just shocked him. And so now our health insurance ends at the end of February. We're going to see what we can get. I have a mountain of bills that I'm starting, thankfully, to pay down. So I started a GoFundMe on Friday, which I don't like to do, but I have no choice. I need to pay off these bills, and we need to be able to pay our mortgage and our bills and feed ourselves and the pets and just make it by. He went from being paid so well that was the reason they say they laid him off. They just couldn't afford him anymore. And now, unemployment in California is $450 a week, which is nothing. I'm trying to get disability. So I was shocked at how
cost of living shrinks that up pretty quick. For anybody who's thinking that that's a lot of money, it's not. If you think that's a lot of money, you're probably getting unemployment in like Missouri, where it's really cheap.
Yeah. Our house has been valued, our house mortgage is high because it's, when we bought it, it was $400,000. Now it's worth like $800,000, almost $1 million. But housing is expensive out here. Food is now getting expensive. Everything's getting more expensive as the economy goes up. And what I just found out recently is, we have till the end of the February, but I had the heart attack in November. We met our deductible. When we rolled over, not only do we have to meet the deductible again, but the terms of the insurance actually changed a little. So some of the things are not as covered as they were before. So now I'm out even more. Poor Cullen is doing his best to just keep us going forward. I can't work right now, unfortunately, because of the anxiety. So, but what you can see there is, I set 7,000 because I don't want to feel greedy. I thought we can cover the rest, but already friends and people I don't even know, friends of friends, have stepped up, and we're already way above the goal. So I was able to pay off most of the hospital bill and a lot of the therapy bill. I'm going to be on medicine for a while. Got to pay the cardiologist next. love my cardiologist because he knows my insurance might be ending. He said, you know what, just call me if you need me and we'll figure it out. Anything anyone can donate, I super appreciate. I really hate asking other people for money for myself. I know people have helped me with the cats, but you know, I'm used to doing everything for me, and Cullen and I are used to, you know, paying our own bills and getting by ourselves, but it's just a little hard. It's hard for a lot of people right now. I know a lot of people are getting laid off. It sucks, and we need to help each other. But I really appreciate, I mean, over the weekend, it's amazing. It's just, people are wonderful. Human beings can be really great. They can be really shitty sometimes too, but they can be really fantastic. And so thank you guys for everything, and please keep sharing if you can.
Absolutely. And we didn't do this as a super chat or anything tonight because frankly, Google takes so much a chunk of that. Folks are just far better off just going directly to your GoFundMe site and clicking there. If you've got a dollar, if you've got $2, you know, just if you want to give up a cup of coffee for a day and throw it towards the Davises to help with these expenses, it would certainly be appreciated. We're not talking, you know, you don't have to show up and double what's there. Don't be intimidated by what other folks are giving. Just whatever you can, every little bit helps.
Please, yeah.
It really is the thought that counts. We're going to take what we get from our coffee subscriptions this month. That is going to be coming to you. So that'll be.
Wow, you don't have to. No.
No, absolutely. That's what we have stuff like that for. We don't, you know, we don't have we keep it around so we can cover the cost of doing the show, and that's nice and all. But we've always been charity folks, so you know, there's no point in having money if you're not helping somebody out with it.
Well, I really
going to do that, and it's again, don't get blown away by it. It's not a huge amount of money.
It doesn't. It's just that when people hand it, I mean, what I got in is going out the door tomorrow. There's someone coming at 11 tomorrow to pick up my Skystriker, because gorgeous as it is, I can't justify keeping it when I could have the money to pay stuff off.
Right,
like
right.
I'm keeping him. He's not going anywhere. But
yeah, no.
But
let's not be about this.
Yeah. I'm not going to go insane there.
Right. You're sick. You're not dead.
Right. Dukes leave over my dead body, literally.
Any Dukes you sell are going to cost more when you get them back.
Right. So there's
yeah.
no
bad business.
So.
Yeah, I can't buy it again.
So it's
I got some great Duke stuff.
So please, again, if you've got a couple of bucks, it doesn't have to be anything great, doesn't have to be any huge gesture. Just you know, freeze the screen. You've got it on there. Type it in later, or we've got the link down below. So just donate there. That's where you can do the best. If you've got a couple of bucks, I know we like to plug the coffee subscriptions. We like to plug the swag shop. Great, but you know, for a little bit, that's going to do you a bit more good than a t-shirt. If you can do both, hey. Would you have a PO box set up so that you could take t-shirt donations?
Me?
No, I'm just making bad jokes now.
I need t-shirts too, actually.
Well, there we go. We got it. We got the almond milk t-shirt. We can send that to you.
There you go. Although you can milk an almond, damn it. Milk is a verb originally.
So we're running low on time, so we're gonna cut shout outs a little bit short. We want to thank you guys in our live audience tonight. Thank you if you're catching us on recording. We love you too. Be sure if you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share us in all your various social media, Reddit circles, whatever. Help keep spreading the word. If you catch us on Facebook, give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a little huggy guy, because we love little huggy guy. But again, take a minute, get to YouTube and subscribe to us there, because that helps us the most. Same if you're catching us on audio. However you want to digest what's on Joe Mind, we're here for you. But at some point, please help us out. Get to YouTube and just subscribe, add us to your channels there. So for my co-hosts, for Mark Weber, for Rack Time Rob, for guest host Diana Davis, I'm Mike Irizarry. Have a great rest of the weekend, everybody. Like our friend Vagon likes to say, stay safe, and if you can't, be careful. Again, have a great weekend. Yo, Joe.
Ooh, here comes a finger. Oh, fake out.